All right, let's just get straight to this. I've got quite a few things to do today, and I know that once I start talking about other subjects, I don't stop. So let's just get straight to the stories. This Dillian White Mark Tibbs one is interesting. It seemed as though, I guess, well, did it really? But I thought it seemed as though it was an amicable split, right? Like they both just realised, it's not working. Mark Tibbs can't get to Portugal. Dillian White needs a trainer there all the time, and I thought that was it. Fair split. Everyone see you later. Doesn't seem like that, does it, if I'm honest with you? I was on Twitter yesterday and I saw a few people say, Kugan Cassius and IFL TV, why have you taken down that Mark Tibbs interview? I don't know what Mark Tibbs said in that interview for it to be taken down, but obviously it's clearly someone from Dillian White's side that have requested for that interview to be taken down. Like Mark Tibbs wouldn't have said something in that interview and then thought, you know what, let's take it down. That's just not his character. He has said that with regards to how he was told he's no longer working with Dillian White, I think he said that he got an email from Dillian White's lawyer. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. He said Reactpor reached out to him and Hardin reached out to him. They're both managed by Dillian White. And they said it would have been awkward, hence why they split with him. Makes sense. I guess it would have been awkward. But you would have thought, for the relationship they've had, I think they've been with each other, what, 4.5 years, got to where they've got to, been through a lot with each other, you would have thought that at least the bare minimum, let's have a phone conversation. Let's have a WhatsApp voice note. Give me a voice note on a WhatsApp. But no, he said that he found out via Dillian White's lawyer. He said that, by the way, other interviews have been taken down as well, by the way. I think, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think Seconds Out done an interview of him and that's been taken down as well, or been requested to be taken down. So yeah, I think he said that he was on his way back to Portugal, or reached out to Dillian White and Dillian White's management that he's on his way back to Portugal. Obviously, we are going through a COVID situation, so it's not that easy to get in and out of Portugal. But he said he's on his way back to Portugal, and then he said he got an email saying basically that his services are no longer required. Yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing. Again, you know what it is? You're on the eve, well, eve-ish of Dillian White's biggest fight of his career. Mark Tibbs' biggest fight as a trainer, right? I mean, you get through Povetkin, there's only going to be a big fight next, and that fight should be Tyson Fury, and you're going to miss out on that. That must be hard to take, especially again. I think he took. Could be wrong here, but didn't he take Dillian White immediately after Dillian White lost to AJ? So it's been win, 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 win all the way through. Some big wins as well. Parker, that's a huge win. Oscar Rivas is a huge win. The second Dillian White fight to kind of end that statement, huge win. And obviously the stuff that went on with Dillian White, the B sample, that would have took its toll on everything, right? So it's a shame that he found out that way. This is boxing though, people. This is boxing. It just seems like there's been a massive a massive breakdown in communication, but that's no excuse, I don't think. And again, we haven't heard from Dillian White, so we don't know if this is the full story. We're only in half the story now. But if that's the case, that Mark Tibbs, who's been training Dillian White for 4.5 years, or best part of 4 years, has been told that his services are no longer required via Dillian White's lawyer on email, I'm sorry, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. If that's the case, again, we don't know 100% sure because we haven't heard from Dillian White yet. But if that is the case, and Dillian White even confirms that himself, then that's a bad character trait in someone. Bad. Very bad. All right, let's move on. I saw this yesterday. Kevin Cunningham posted a little clip of him hitting pads holding the pads for Adrien Broner to hit them. Adrien Broner looked okay on the pads, nothing special, right? He's a professional boxer. He's supposed to look good on pads. But he then said something along the lines of the new cash cow of the junior welterweight division is back. That's interesting. Obviously, junior welterweight, 140 pounds. That's where he should be. I know he doesn't look undersized for 147, but if you can make 140, then get to 140. right? If you could make it, why not make it? So it's good to hear him back. There was a lot of talk about fighters like Ramirez, maybe basically all Ramirez and Taylor were waiting for was to fight each other and then go to 147, right? Now, with a money man in the division, and he is a money man, you know, if he's in the division, they might now decide to stay a bit longer at 140. All of a sudden, 140 might be an attractive proposition for a lot of people. Like there's talks of Morris Hooker going up to 147 because obviously that issue with Regis Prograis and sort of the catch weight fights, he wants to go to 147. He might, you know, decide maybe I'll stick around at 140. Prograis, again, another guy at 140. Josh Taylor, Ramirez, all of a sudden, 140 doesn't look as bad anymore. It doesn't look as bad. So it's good that he's back. Obviously, he wasn't going to make the kind of money he thinks he can make rapping and doing whatever else he does. He makes a lot of money in the ring. He still is one of the highest paid boxers in the world. And he's still relatively young. What is Adrien Broner? I'm going to guess he's about 28. Let's have a look. 30. Jeez, getting on, boy. Someone's got to sit him down. It could be this mysterious figure, Al Heyman. Someone's got to sit him down and say, dude, like you're wasting, forget the talent, forget wasting talent, forget that. He's done that already. But you're wasting the opportunity to make some seriously good money. That's all well and good now. You're spending, you're out, you're buying all the fancy jewelry. That's going to run out very, very soon. In fact, it will, right? We've seen richer boxers go bankrupt. But he's wasting an opportunity to make some serious cheddar in the next sort of 2-3 years. Some serious cheddar where his name still means something. Like you ask a lot of the 140 guys now who they want to fight, it will be Broner, right? A lot of them will say, I want to fight Broner. So he's still the man. And Kevin Cunningham's right. The cash cow is back. I hope he realizes that and can have some meaningful fights. Because say what you want about him, this guy does take the fights, you know. I mean, he's not ducking anyone. Like, I mean, Mikey Garcia's like, look at the people he's fought. Mikey Garcia, Porter, Maidana, Pacquiao. Like, he's not ducking people at all. I just hope that he realizes that this window of making good money is shutting very, very soon. Mayweather will travel to Tokyo for meeting with RIZIN. RIZIN is an MMA organization, or MMA / they do kickboxing events as well. So let's just say fighting organization. That's where he had that last fight where he beat the guy in, I don't know how many fucking seconds that was. He's announced that big things are coming in 2021. I don't know what Mayweather's doing. Is he going to have another fight over there with someone like that? You know, give him someone the same size. Give him someone the same size who's allowed to fucking kick back. You know, it's like, that was a box, like, it actually made no sense, that. And Mayweather must have laughed when they offered it. Obviously, they must have made a lot of money in TV revenue. I don't know if it was on pay-per-view over there or anything, but they must have made a lot of money just to have Mayweather fight someone. But, I mean, they picked up a guy from lightweight and said Mayweather fight him. And this guy is supposed to have a boxing match with Mayweather. Yeah, makes no sense. But if you're Mayweather, I mean, you're not complaining, right? You're going to fight an MMA guy who's not allowed to use any of his MMA skills but can only box you. Yeah, it's cha-ching! Sign me up. Sign me up. That's the silliest idea I've ever heard. But again, if you're Mayweather, you take that, boy. Ryder's coach. If no Canelo, I want Billy Joe Saunders rematch. Yeah. I'll be happy with that right now. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders is in a weird place right now. I'll be very happy with Billy Joe Saunders versus John Ryder right now, behind closed doors. I think Billy Joe Saunders should take that fight. It's a tough fight. John Ryder's much improved, by the way, much improved. Their first fight was actually quite close as well, by the way. I don't think it was a shutout. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Can't remember. But yeah, if that fight can be made, let's do it, man. We just need some bloody fights back, people. We need some fights. All right, what do we have next? All right, let's quickly go through the results from Frank Warren's first show back, which took place at the BT Sports Studio just over there, literally just 5 minutes over there. You know what? First things first, that fake crowd noise, muffling crap. Oh, look, to be fair, look, you can only try. You can only try. If it doesn't work, you don't do it again. Fingers crossed they don't do it again. It was awful. For some reason, it works in football. Even in football, I was a bit tentative with it. But it just doesn't work in boxing or mixed martial arts or anything like that. So hopefully they don't do it again. The main event, Brad Foster beat James Beach Jr. Brad Foster's one to watch out for, you know. One to watch out for. I don't think, could be wrong here, but I don't think there's an extensive amateur background. I think there's a kickboxing background. But he's very smart. Like, I like smart boxers, guys that look like they're thinking one or two moves ahead. He looks like he's that already. But look, Commonwealth champion, British champion. I don't know where. Stay at British level for now. There's no rush. Like, as soon as you get those belts, immediately people think of, oh, European, let's go there. No. Stay at British. Like, hone your skills a bit more. He's only had 14 fights. Like, there's still a lot to work on. What I don't like is when people take that jump too quick. Not everyone's going to be a Josh Taylor. Right? Josh Taylor was able to take that jump. And we could see from when he beat Apahara Davis that he was ready for that jump. Brad Foster's not ready yet, but nonetheless, he's a good boxer. Very good boxer. The guy that I was impressed with the most was this Hamza Shiraz that destroyed Paul Keane, destroyed him. He's massive for 154 pounds. And I just think he's a good boxer. I think he's a good boxer. And these are what these shows are about for me. It's just finding that talent. This is what Frank's been doing for years. Like, for one thing, we may criticize Frank for, but what you can't criticize him for, did that make any sense? Like, we criticize Frank sometimes for the matchups, right? We do that. But what you can't criticize him for is unearthing talent. He's very good at doing that. And I think there's something a bit special on this Hamza Shiraz. Don't quote me. I'm not trying to say he's going to go on to bloody conquer the world. But I think he could do some damage at 154 pounds now. Honestly, like now. I look at some of the guys that are on Eddie's show, the Back Garden show. He's got a lot of 154 pounders on there. This Hamza Shiraz could upset a couple of those guys, you know. I'm not going to mention names, but I think he could upset a couple of those guys. Win for Mark Chamberlain over Stu Greener. That fight lasted all of a few seconds. Doring Krasmu, heavyweight. They kept on saying Daniel Dubois, sparring partner. It's not nice. They kept on saying this about David Adeleye as well, who beat Matt Gordon, by the way. They kept on saying Tyson Fury, sparring partner. Anyway, good wins for both of those. Good win for David Adeleye. I just want to see fresh, young British heavyweights. It'd be good to get this new crop, right? I always feel like we focus, as we should, the guys that are kind of at the top now. There are a few guys coming through that might make a name for themselves in a while. So yeah, that was the fight card. But again, the standout for me was Hamza Shiraz. Let's see what he can do in the next couple of years. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Is my phone bent? It's too late now, isn't it? Too late now. All right, what other story do we have? Do we have any other stories? Otto Wallin versus Kaufman. Showtime are going to televise the heavyweight fight on August the 15th. Where's that fight taking place? Is it in, where is it? Where is it taking place? Connecticut. Okay. It's going to be a little, that's a decent little scrap, you know. Otto Wallin, Travis Kaufman. Decent little scrap. Let's see what Otto Wallin can do. He's got a little name for himself now, hasn't he, since the Tyson Fury performance, and it was a good performance. Don't just think of it as Tyson Fury cut his eye. The performance was good regardless of it. I don't know if there are any other stories. Okay, Ryan Garcia throwing his toys at the pram again. If you don't believe in me, Golden Boy Promotions, and think I'm not the real deal, release me. Okay, now. Jeez. I don't know. Let's just not talk about him for now. Until he, just you know, I want to, no disrespect, I just want to see him fight Luke Campbell, then I can really make a proper judgment. Because over the years, I have really hyped up a lot of guys And look, these guys have all gone on to do good things, but all of them have gone on to be world champions. But when I look at them, I'm thinking there's more than that. Oscar Valdez, I thought was the dog's bollocks when I saw him. I was like, oh my God. And then I started watching these amateur performances against Lomachenko, and I was like, yeah, this is the real deal. He's going to really run through people. Again, this is a guy that won a belt at 126, might win a belt at 130. Doubt it, but might. So it's no shame. He's a world champion. But I thought he was going to be really special. Adrien Broner. Sorry, no, Andre Berto. I was super high on Andre Berto. Again, world champion. Just thought he was going to do a bit better. Who else was I really... Felix Verdejo. Really excited about him. I'm sure he had a motorbike accident, but I'm pretty sure he got beat before that. Have a quick butchers at Felix Verdejo's record. We're going to close the show soon, people. What I'm basically trying to get at is that I'm not getting any excited, at all about Ryan Garcia until I see him step up. Yeah, he, that's it. Got beat by Antonio Torres, got stopped. And that was it then. Then they had the motorbike accident, and now I'm just not too sure about him. I think that's it in the way of stories. It's not a busy one today, but still got to make a video, right? You got to keep it consistent. Yeah, I think that's it, people. Last bit here about Riddick Bowe, who said he wants to fight Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. I don't even need to waste my energy with that.